Hey lovely sexy hobby people, welcome to today's video, which is going to be my first delivery for Warhammer Combat Patrol. So it arrives today. What's today? It's Saturday the 7th of September 2024. It's pissing it down with rain. It's a miserable day, so it was nice to get this delivered. Now we only get 2 issues, so pop this aside. But we do get the little toolkit as well as part of our first delivery for subscribers. Crack this open. Right, here we go. Let's pop the plastic aside. Get some dice. Get our magazine, and we get a double-sided mat. So we get possibly a starship, or I mean, you could say it's a starship interior, or a warehouse mech manufactorum, and then on the opposite side we get this wasteland with some fern on it, which is quite nice. So I've got a standard card battle mat that came with the Command Edition as my tabletop here, and it's almost exactly the same size. It's a little short on the short edge, but it's a little bit longer, just by a fraction, on the long side. So lengthways it's a little bit longer than the standard cardboard boards that you get with like the Command Edition, or you got with the Command Edition anyway. So that's nice to have. I'll pop that with the other mats. Right, so here we go. Obviously you get a poster with lots of information on it. Let's just have a look and see what the poster is. So the poster is the standard current Leviathan artwork. Terminators, Smurf Marines and Tyranids. Right, let's have a look and see what we get. So front side of that is this. Smurf Marines against Chaos. Right, premium subscription, which I have subscribed to so that you get to see it. Our first premium kit, which I think is coming with issue 15, then 33, then 60 something. I think that's it, and I don't know what that one is. So premium kit number 1, we get a Brutalis Dreadnought and a Hive Tyrant. Nice. I currently have a standard Redemptor Dreadnought and the Ballistas, so a Brutalis will round out the 3. We then get Demon Prince and Howling Banshees in our second premium kit, and then we get some Killer Cans and Brokir Thunderkin, and then we get a Rogel Dawn Tank and our Brood Coven. So I'm assuming that this is going to kind of these deliveries are going to match with how we might expect our subscription to proceed. So it may well be that we get, I mean, we know we're getting the Tyranids and Space Marines to begin with, and then it might be that the Eldari and maybe Chaos Space Marines. Now I don't know whether they'll do the Chaos Space Marines and the Word Bearers one after the other or not. Then we have, then it might be Orcs and Legions of Votan, and then Imperial Guard and Genestealer Cults to round it out. As subscriber gifts, So we got the clippers and the mould line remover. Point to note, we didn't get any glue this time round, whereas in the last, when we had Imperium, they sent out a bottle of glue. So yeah, these are fairly standard fare. You will find that once you've used them for a while, the foam covering these handles will slip, and you'll either need to re-glue it or just keep pushing it back up. And the mold line remover I don't use, to be quite honest. I just use the scalpel. But yeah, it's nice to have another pair of snips. So we're getting obviously this with our first delivery. Then we get some small layers, small layer brush, large base brush, and small dry brush all together, which is nice. Then we get our binders. We get a Combat Patrol mug. So yeah, that'll go in the cupboard. And we get our Primaris Company Champion, which I'm looking forward to getting this. Now this, it says, make managing your battle simple with Battlefield Essentials cards, included in selected issues of Combat Patrol. These cards are designed to make setting up and gaming easy. Some include data sheets for your models, letting you get their rules at a glance, while others make for vital rules reference or easy to use scenery pieces. Now, are these going to be proper data cards, as they say, or are they literally just going to be something that, we get some in issue 3 actually, but if you see here, we've got these wound counters. Are these cards just going to be stuff in the back of the issue that you cut out and use on flimsy paper, or if you want to stick them to either 5mm foam board, or like a sheet of plastic card or something, just for rigidity and longevity? We'll have to wait and see. Obviously we get the binders. We get our first binder free, the rest we have to pay for. So we normally get 4 per collection. And then we have just a little bit about build, paint, read, collect, play. So they've put, it looks like they've put the build and paint at the start of each issue this time round. Oh, and it looks like the Return of the Silver Templars. Now, if I'm right, I didn't collect Conquest, but Silver Templars, were they were the new chapter that was introduced in Conquest? Somebody let me know. I think that's the case with these guys. And then we have a photo of the collection, which is really nice, and they have swapped out some of the extra miniatures that we were going to get. So we were going to get an Autarch with the Eldari, and they swapped it out with Wraithguard. We were going to get a Commissar with the Imperial Guard, and they've swapped it out with the heavy weapons teams. We were going to get Master of Possession with our Chaos Space Marines, but they've swapped that out for Terminators. And I keep thinking there was something else and I can't think of it now. No, I can't think of it. But extras, we're going to get a Parasite and Mortrex for the Tyranids. We're getting a Mauler Fiend for the World Eaters. I forget what we're getting for the Votan. And I think we're getting some Ridge Runners for the... see, the Ridge Runners or the Buggy for Gene Stealer Cults. I can't remember in that respect. and I can't remember what we get for the orcs. But yeah, we get a chaplain on bike, which I don't have yet, which is going to be really great. I'm looking forward to that. So, and obviously this will expand my Tyranids collection as well. So, whilst I like the idea of combat patrol, I was kind of hoping that we would get another collection similar to Imperium and Conquest, where you had an army on each side. You know, so I was looking forward to perhaps getting more Tyranids than we're actually going to get. You know, expanding the range, stuff coming from the range that we could have used in our games. But I quite like the Combat Patrol subscription, because a lot of this stuff I have small bits and pieces for anyway, so it'll be nice to increase those armies. There's our paint collection, and then on this opposite side, oh yeah, we've done that. So yeah, and that was that. So yeah, that's that. Let's have a look at the magazine, shall we? Let's pop that aside. So issue 1, we get a Space Marine Captain and a Winged Tyranid Prime. So we get our how to build. So this is just basically going to be exactly the same as in the Leviathan box set or any of the starter sets if you've picked them up and had these miniatures. Excuse me. The Space Marine Captain I do like. I collect Dark Angels, and he does look good in the bone armour with a green cloak. And then our Winged Prime. Now I think it's a bit sad that the Space Marine Captain got all the love for his base, but the Tyranid Prime didn't, the Winged Prime didn't. Then we have Welcome to the 41st Millennium, background fluff about the worlds and universe of Warhammer 40k. Background fluff for Space Marines and Tyranids. Then we have our info sheet for our captain in Terminator armour, and on the back we have our data sheet. And then we have one for our Winged Prime and the data sheet. Now I don't know if these are the full data sheets, but they may, because we're getting to grips with the game to begin with, they might not bombard us with all the information on the data sheets to begin with, and they may reprint the data sheets with any additional information that's been missed off. And then basically our first mission, how to play, etc., core concepts, first strike mission, turn by turn examples, and then the battle ends, and if it's a Space Marine victory or a Tyranid's victory, you get to read that. And as I said earlier, you get your wound markers. We're getting some lictors in issue 2, which I have, and then Combat Patrol issue 3 is 5 Infernus Marines, so that'll give me a total of 15 now. And we're getting these cards as well, which I hope are cards and are not just, like I said, printed in the back page. Right, we also get some more white dice. They are what they are. Wow, 5 threes. Would that be Yahtzee? Okay. Excellent. Whether we'll get any more in a later issue, I do not know. But yeah, they seem to roll okay. Right, come down. Let's have a look at the plastic, shall we? So, you get two 50mm bases. and you get each character on a separate half of this sprue. So let's have a look at our Space Marine. So as it came out last year, as expected, it has a sculpting date of 2023, and yeah, the guy is he's nice. If you wanted to change this out to a chapter specific shoulder pad, I'm sure you could do. I don't think it would be too difficult to do so. Obviously then we have our base. Here's our cape. I didn't, obviously, I mean, I glued the base, the scenic base, to the round base for painting, but I didn't glue the captain to the base so that I could literally get access to the underside of the cloak and the back of his legs for ease of painting. But he goes together really easily. Not too difficult. Same with the Prime, again sculpt date of 2023 obviously. Not so many pieces, goes together really well. I didn't feel the need to do this in sub-assemblies, but like I said, I'm disappointed that perhaps a little bit of time wasn't spent producing a base for our Prime. Would have been nice to have a base for them, you know, maybe they just landed on a dead Space Marine or something. But yeah, there you go, that's our plastic. Come back in a second, we'll get them built, shall we? Hey, lovely sexy hobby people. Right, should we build ourselves, let's build the Prime first, shall we? So, see if we can make a bit more space. Push these buildings across. Right, here we go. The Prime. So there's a lot of pieces for this fella. Right. First thing we're going to start off with is the head and the crest at the back of his head, which is that. So both these minis are push fit, but I'm still going to glue for the stability and to make sure that they're not going to come off. I'm not entirely sure what the flat is doing above me, but I can hear some banging about. Hopefully it won't interfere. Now, I think that goes into there. Like so. And then, I honestly don't know what they're doing upstairs. I do apologise if you can hear anything. And then these I don't think it's sex, let's put it that way. And then you put the two halves of the torso together. I mean, as long as they're not dismembering bodies up there or something, it should be fine, right? So with this bit done, I mean, that's probably about the most complicated bit, to be quite honest, because the rest of it is literally sticking on arms and legs. So just make sure that you get the arms and legs in the right positions, because you'll find that see, this is really odd. I don't remember. I need to have a fish about in my Leviathan box, I think. Right, where is it? That's not it. That's not it. Where have I put it? There we go. Oh, right. Winged prime. Okay, yeah, no. It does kind of... See, it looks... It's an odd placement. It's an odd sort of placement for the wings to be lower down than upper, but I don't know, maybe that's right. Okay. So I am going to put that first one in, like so. Put the arm in, like so. Come in with the leg. So, first leg. Honestly, I don't know what they're doing up there, but it sounds really weird. I mean, it doesn't even sound like they're building furniture or anything like that. And then the last one. So this is what you end up with. This guy looking like this. And then he's going to get put on his base. I'm not going to push him into the base just yet, because I'm going to wait for the glue to dry. Now, first things first, for our captain, I'm going to glue the base. That's just weird. Right. Can you hear that? Is the recording capturing that? Because it's like, just what is going on? Right, anyhow. Right, base. Now. first thing is, do I want to go with the head? Where did it go? I saw it just a second ago. There it is. Do I want to go with the head that's supplied? Bearing in mind that I have one of these captains already, so I don't want to make a little subtle change. So that's the head. He will actually look something like that. I'm still in the process of painting my Terminator captain, so he'll look something like that. So my options are, don't have the unhelmeted head, remove the pin and put a helmet in there. So put a helmet in there. Or, which I'm leaning to, I've got a robed head from the Dark Angels, the older Dark Angels Deathwing Knights sprue, and I think that's what I'm going to go for. So you are going to need to remove the pin that is here. Okay, and then let's get rid of that. Like so. Right, then we are joining these two halves together. And then we are putting on the shins and feet. I much prefer to do it this way round than the other way round, as in gluing to the cloak, because it just makes it easier to get your fingers behind and press on the shins. So like that. Then I'm going to add in the back. Now, when you're gluing or joining these push fit minis together, I always take a slice off the pin. I always take a slice off the pin so that they insert a lot easier and air can escape. Then let me just check that with the helmet. No, because the helmet's got a big lens on it, so it's not going to sit how I want it to. But I think, yeah, I can get that hooded head in there. Look in the same direction as the old head. Right, so we have our arm with the storm bolter on, and this just pushes together. The two halves of the storm bolter push together. And then you've got your shoulder pads. Now, I did search for a shoulder pad a chapter shoulder pad, but I didn't have anything that matched the opposite arm. So I've just gone with the robed head for now. And that's just going to stick on like so. And then we have the sword arm. Then I've got this purity seal here. He's already got one coming down his front, so I might actually just leave that off. But that is the Terminator captain, and again, like I said in the earlier part of the video, I'm not going to glue him in so that I can take him on and off the base for painting. But there you go, I've added a robed head for this version of my Terminator captain. I may even yeah, I should have done it really when the shoulder pads were off, but I might come back in later and maybe just take this off and replace it with a chapter specific one for my Dark Angels. But there you go, that's obviously him, and that's, I'm in the process of painting, so there's that. And then we have our winged Hive Tyrant here. Pop onto the base and looks like that. Again, I'm in the process of painting. I've undercoated Chaos Black because I want to try and go for a Xenomorph style paint scheme. So I'll probably obviously do the Xenomorph style paint scheme on this prime, and do the wings like a leathery brown, I think, rather than the lighter colours. But that's it. Those are the two command miniatures, I suppose, character leaders for the two combat patrols that we're getting first, Tyranids and Space Marines. Hopefully you enjoyed that, and I'll see you in the next video. Alright, take care. Bye bye.